After that wonderful Alapazai tea break, let's go back to our main topic once again. What is marketing strategy? Alapazai is the secret.
I like it. I like it. Alapazai tea bag. Yan suma mbokay. Alapazai tea bag. Am na si bépp boutique, bépp marché, ak bépp supermarket. Ku si buga wholesale, nga dem si SIT, nekk sa Liman Street, Banjul. Alapazai tea bag. That's my choice.
Ki ngeen di gis ni mooy suma jëkkër moom nag Vega Chalistin pasta rek la taamu suma doom bu jigéen bii nag moom waxu dara lu dul li nga xam ne ni mooy Vega rotini pasta suma doom bu góor bi nag moom spaghetti Vega rek moom la bugga moo tax nag suma munti tollu suma biir kër li nga xam ne ni mooy Vega pasta rek laa faa jëfandikoo Vega pasta yi ndax seen kër jàmm rek moo fa nekk ak Vega pasta kër gu neex
Good evening, viewers, and welcome again to Discovering Truth, and I am Pastor Forbes from Abiding Word Ministries. Tonight we want to start a new series. Might go on for 3 or 4 weeks, and the series is based on human behavior and the ways to bring about a change, certainly for the better for all of us. And I'm going to ask a few questions, maybe 2 or 3, and these questions would form the basis of our discussion. The first question is, why do we do what we do, even if we say we will not? Why do people end up doing what they do, even when they say they wouldn't do it? Why do people still do what they say they wouldn't do? What is it about us that even when you seem to give your word and say, I won't do it, there is something in you or around you that makes you inevitably do what you said you wouldn't do? What is it about the people that wherever they go to, they carry their lifestyle and their worldview with them? What is it that makes that if somebody is organized and efficient and time conscious and excellent in what they do, that wherever they go to in this world, they replicate, they duplicate, or they manifest that lifestyle? And of course, conversely, what is it that if somebody is disorganized, always late, very inefficient, totally ineffective, that even in the midst of an organized, efficient, effective, and orderly environment or society, their inefficiency, their ineffectiveness, their disorderliness just pulls out of them? What is it about us that even when we say we will not do wrong, we do wrong? What is it that when we say we will do right, we end up not doing right? These questions, in terms of human behavior, I think can be easily answered, especially when we divide people into basically 2 groups. The easy to learn group, which for the purpose of this discussion would be children, little children, and the difficult to change and unlearn group, which will be us adults. It's relatively easier to change a child's behavior in terms of training, discipline, molding, mentoring, and parenting. And no matter how the children started, you can change them. You can influence them in such a way that you can have a positive outcome in not a very long period of time. But when it comes to adults, maybe because at the age of an adult, processes, perspectives, outlooks somehow have been set, and the repetition and continuousness of a practice makes it become not just a habit but a lifestyle, irrespective of whether it is an empowering, advancing, positive, God-honoring, society uplifting behavior or pattern. Nothing changes because some things have been set. Sometimes it's a group thing, sometimes it's an individual thing. But let me hasten to say that I think the group thing is just the cumulative bigness, if you like, of the many individual things. It's like the law of summation, which states that the sum total is either equal to or greater, I think, than the sum of the individual constituent parts that make up this whole. So without the individual constituent parts, you can't get the whole. One of the things that I believe almost everybody anywhere who desires change for good, change for the better, change for effectiveness, for efficiency, for a good life. One of the problems I think everybody can easily identify with is the fact that most times, based on our frustration to see change, based on our desire to see change, and sometimes even the forcefulness of our desire to bring transition, albeit for good, we tend to want to immediately change behavior and behavioral patterns, forgetting that behavior is the final point of a series of precursors and preceding patterns that have formed this behavior. So that behavior is the end and not the means. So in your frustration and in my frustration, and that happens at all levels, the head of a school, the head of a company, I'm sure it happens at the national level, government and religious level, and everybody who is in some form of leadership and has a goal and a vision and wants to bring people to an expected end, assuming he or she knows full well by personal experience or sometimes by information, or in our spiritual work by revelation, sometimes by discernment, you can tell, or by prior exposure, that if they go this way, it will turn out good for them. But the mistake we have all made and continue to make is that we automatically want to change the behavior into a new behavior and to get the desired results. And what we have failed to see is that the behavior is a function of many things which have led to that kind of behavior. Let me give two loose examples that come to my mind. One is that any person who has loaned money to people before, you lent somebody $4,000. They came, they asked you for it, they had a need, or at least they apparently had a need. They told you a long story, a convincing story, an emotional story, and they either won your heart or your sympathy, or you were just fed up with them. You wanted to just have your peace of mind. You had the money anyway, and you gave them. Anyway,